What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Lesser Athletes. My name is Chadwell. Today, like always, another interesting video for you here on the channel. Today is my SummerSlam predictions. Now, I'm going to make this 3 months into advance because right now it's like the day I'm recording this, it's the day after King of the Ring. So, and yes, that means this video is really far ahead. I ain't going to lie. I am going to make this a prediction for we're about the time you're seeing this 3 months after 3 months from SummerSlam. Now there's a lot of things that I think are going to happen for SummerSlam. It just makes sense to have SummerSlam, and it depends on, do they keep it for SummerSlam or WrestleMania. Now, with that in mind, I have to say a lot of these are going to be wrong. I think a lot of these, I have honorable mentions, and the honorable mentions are there because I think they're long shots that I can't see them on a 9. I'm going off of also, there's going to be 9 matches. I can't see them on a 9-match card, but I think they're going to happen. It's just so far into advance that it wouldn't make sense for the other ones not to be there. I'm going to talk about that. But other than that, let's get started because I'm excited for this. The first honorable mention is Bianca and Jade because who do they go against? This is the problem. When they made this OP team of Bianca and Jade, the biggest problem was who is going to dethrone them. And it's going to be just like Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey, that no one's going to be able to dethrone them. It's going to be, when do they turn on each other? Well, I feel like it is a guarantee they're going to be here for SummerSlam. Tag team titles, Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, the energy that they pull off is just immaculate. So they are going to be here. I mean, they last second had a prelim match for King of the Ring. Now, who do they go against? I don't know. I literally have no idea. I'm just going to put them in honorable mentions because there's no one I know. The only people I could see being a slight contender right now is Zoe and Shayna Baszler. But guess right now, they're right now. I said guess right now. That they're right now. I don't know why I said that. But funny enough, right now they're the number 1 contenders for them and going to get a title shot already. So you're going to have them go against each other twice now. It's like who can form to make this. And right now for me, there's no one. The other one I guess you could see is maybe Ivy Nile and Maxine Dupree as a thing to show them off. But we'll talk about that because I think Maxine Dupree is going to hate Ivy Nile here soon. Another honorable mention here is Jay and Jimmy versus Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga. I think SummerSlam is going to be somewhat of a big Bloodline Civil War 2.0 where we're going to have 2 matches that are mostly Bloodline warranted. What those matches could be, I don't know. Now, I originally had Solo instead of Tonga Loa, but I don't think it makes sense to just leave out Tonga Loa in a tag team. These are 2 people that are tag team people. But I also don't think it makes sense for Jay to be in this for a tag team match for SummerSlam. Because he's been doing well solo. I think it does just make sense for him not to be in here. But I don't think Jay and Jimmy are on that level of Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga. So I don't think this is a match we're going to see, but I have here an honorable mention because it is something that I think a tag match with the Bloodline is going to be added. I have trouble trying to say that there will be a tag team match at SummerSlam because I do think with the tag team titles that they have used them so well in just regular SmackDown and Raw that it's hard to say that this match warrants a SummerSlam match. Where could there be a good match? I don't know. I do think, though, that I think DIY is probably going to be one of the bigger teams that are going to get a title match, and I think they could be the ones that actually have the titles entering SummerSlam. Now, would they go against A-Town Down Under? I don't know. I think there's a bigger chance that A-Town Down Under has it during SummerSlam. So that's why I'm going to put DIY versus SummerSlam, but I also want to show the possibility of maybe RKO. I don't know. I like RKO. Like I have to say RKO. I almost said RK Bro. Could also be the ones, but I don't think that this will happen, and I don't want to predict this because doesn't make sense with my other predictions that, I'll talk about soon. I don't think Awesome Truth will have the tag titles for Raw by SummerSlam. And my guess is that New Catch Republic are going to have it. I think New Catch Republic is an up and coming tag team. And I think they deserve titles. Now, what would happen at SummerSlam? I think the Creed brothers would come up and get them. The Creed brothers right now are rumored to join Chad Gable. They've already dropped hints about it too. So I would want some action with them and potentially winning the tag titles here. From here on out, it is my official card for SummerSlam. These are all the matches I do predict will happen. And first, we have to start talking about Gunther, someone that just won King of the Ring, someone that is King Gunther and won a title opportunity for SummerSlam. He announced he would go against also for the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, who's going to be the holder of the World Heavyweight Championship? I've been teetering back and forth on this. I didn't make this decision till right before I recorded, and I am officially going to say it is going to be Damian Priest. Now, why would this be Damian Priest? Well, let me tell you why it might not first, actually. Drew could win at Clash of the Castle. They have a set match at Clash of the Castle in Drew McIntyre's home country, home city, I'm pretty sure. It has a move name after the city. It just makes sense for Drew to win this so that they can further along some storylines. Now, why would this make sense for Damian Priest? Well, they've been hinting at a huge breakup with Finn and Damian. Why would they not kind of do this at SummerSlam? That is a SummerSlam-worthy match as well. I teeter back and forth because no matter what, you're going to get someone that does have the championship match but loses out on a certain feud while having a or you could go the other way around where they have the certain feud instead, no championship match. What makes sense? And there's one big factor that I'm going to consider, actually kind of two. There's a lot of factors that it just makes more sense for me to choose Damian Priest, and that is Damian Priest and Gunther will give the best opportunity for Gunther to have this championship. That's one of them. And also, Drew and CM Punk have been hidden for so long with both officially being healthy. I don't think they're going to risk it to wait till WrestleMania. I don't think they're going to risk it to wait till Royal Rumble, something like that, where this happens at SummerSlam. Drew versus Damian will end with CM Punk probably messing with Drew to officially make Damian win. That is the best way they can set this up. That's the best way I think it could happen if they really want to screw over Drew McIntyre. I can't see a world where if Drew would win, they would also give Gunther the championship. In that short of time, in like a 2-month period, would they really do it? Or a 2.5-month period, would they really do it? I don't think so. I don't think they would. I think they would want to let Drew hold that title. And with that in mind, if Drew has his title, you're not gonna have CM Punk versus Drew at SummerSlam. You'll have Damian Finn. Well, Damian has a title. You can still have Drew versus CM Punk. And if you don't have Drew versus CM Punk, where does it happen? Royal Rumble? WrestleMania? I don't think you would have it on a Bash in Berlin. I don't think you would have it at a Crown Jewel. I don't think you would have it at a Survivor Series. Whatever it might be, doesn't make sense. I think we would rather see a CM Punk and Drew happen at another PLE like that rather than CM Punk. I think we'd rather see CM Punk and Drew happen at SummerSlam than at another PLE, and I think Damian and Finn could happen at another PLE as well because I think that could be something else with how they're kind of just now hinting at it. I also want to say, I think what could happen that CM Punk and Drew couldn't happen is that we see a Damian and Finn breakup happen at SummerSlam. Now, that's a big thing that also teetered me into the way of Damian, where instead of maybe this match happening and CM Punk and Drew do something where Drew gets screwed over by CM Punk and Gunther wins it, I think what we could see is maybe Finn screws over Damian. Maybe something happens where Damian gets pressed at Finn for something, and it's a full-on breakup for that. I think we could see that at SummerSlam more than the CM Punk scenario. But I think I'd rather see CM Punk and Drew at SummerSlam than a Finn versus Damian. And I do think that this would give the best chance for Gunther to win and would make Gunther probably win this title entering Bash in Berlin. Probably go against Ilya Dragunov at Bash in Berlin. So I'm going to say this is my pick for the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, since I already kind of spoiled it, I am going to say Drew versus CM Punk is my pick. If Drew does have the title, then it's going to be Damian versus Finn. I think it's whatever happens, they're going to flip flop it. The match, though, it will be an amazing match. We wanted this. We prayed for this. This will be one of the biggest matches, I think, for SummerSlam. With all the build-up that's been happening since, I mean, honestly, a little bit before Elimination Chamber, since CM Punk's injury, this is a match that's going to have probably part 1, 2, and 3s of. And I am excited for this whole trilogy of matches we're going to see. I thought a title would be involved, but since Gunther is taking a piece of it and entering that World Heavyweight Championship debate, I think we're going to see Drew versus CM Punk with no title at all. Maybe later on in like WrestleMania, we're going to see a title. But for now, it's just SummerSlam with no title, and I think that's fine with all the promos they've been doing. This match has been hinted at so many times that I would be shocked if we don't get this match in the near future. And I think fans would absolutely want it. I think they're finally doing Logan Paul in his hometown to go against LA Knight. Cleveland still hates Logan Paul. Let's not forget this. It wouldn't be LA Knight would be going against the city of Cleveland. They still hate him. He was disrespectful to him, horrible to him. Just interesting to see where they would land on this match. I think it's obviously going to be an LA Knight win because I think they're wanting to put some gold on him, and it's been long enough with Logan Paul. But how would they do this? And with this in mind, I also have another option with this. Could we see Logan Paul versus LA Knight? Well, let me first say this. This is my official pick for the SummerSlam. If I show you first, chances are it's probably my official pick, except for the next ones I'm about to do. This is going to be my official pick for SummerSlam. But I have a feeling they could do this at Money in the Bank so they don't have that Logan Paul going against his LA Knight going against Logan Paul in his hometown. I think Logan v. LA Knight could happen at Money in the Bank. And if that is, I think LA Knight will win the title. And if that does happen, I think we're going to see a different SummerSlam match. It's not going to be Logan Paul versus LA Knight for the title again. I think we're going to see LA Knight versus Carmella Hayes. They've already shown some hints with Carmella Hayes talking to LA Knight, getting mad at LA Knight. I think this would be a fantastic SummerSlam match. I think this would be a amazing duo promo mic match, whatever it might be. This will be a great feud. But I do think we're going to rather see Logan than Carmella Hayes at SummerSlam. But I just want to throw this out here because I do think if we get an LA Knight versus Logan at Money in the Bank here soon, we're going to see Carmella versus LA Knight. Probably the most difficult thing out of this whole video was trying to decide who Cody Rhodes would go against. As the Universal Champion, he has, I think, a plethora of people that he could go against. But I am going to pick out one guy to edge out the rest. But let's talk about those 4 people that I think are huge contenders. Obviously, the first one's going to be The Rock. Somebody that they have already hinted at, someone that will probably go against Cody Rhodes, but I think this is a match that is WrestleMania 41 worthy. I don't think they're going to just do it in SummerSlam. It wouldn't make sense to me that they would have this at SummerSlam, especially I don't think there's going to be that big of a build-up for this. I think they're already building at something else instead, and I think this is the plan for WrestleMania 41, but someone that is scheduled for the SummerSlam before, or the SmackDown before SummerSlam, is Roman Reigns. And does Roman Reigns come back and face Cody to get his championship again? I don't think so. I think this, instead of him trying to face Cody, I think he's going to come back as a babyface, not his heel persona. And he's going to be looking out for blood when it comes to The Rock rather than, Cody Rhodes. Now, a next person that I think does make sense, but there's going to be some factors that have to happen, is Logan Paul again. Yes, he already just went against Cody Rhodes at King of the Ring. But I think being in his hometown, being in his home city, I think if Logan Paul loses the title, he's going to go against probably Cody Rhodes again in Cleveland. I don't know if they would do this. I don't think it could be a big thing. I think he could play off of how he got screwed at the end. And Cody could be like, oh, I'm a working champion. I would never show you that I won during cheats. Let me go against you again. Goes against in SummerSlam. I don't think that this is as big as a match as what maybe others would be. But I do want to throw out that possibility. Last possibility that I did consider, and I have a lot to talk about for this, is Solo versus Cody Rhodes. I think this is going to be one of the matches that we absolutely could see. I really do. I generally think this is probably, out of all the matches I just said, I think this is probably the one that I could consider the most. I think they are still going to continue and grow this bloodline story with Cody, and I think that's going to enter, Survivor Series, enter other PLEs. I think that's going to enter all the way up to Royal Rumble, and then it gets really, really intense from there to the WrestleMania. Um, and why would you not try and get Solo to look like this huge character? What can we see out of a Solo v Cody? I think Solo will say he was sent by the tribal chief to do this, to go against Cody. And Cody's going to be like, you really want this? Let's go. Cody's not going to back down from Solo Sikoa, let's be honest. But I think the matter of fact is Solo's going to lose. And when Solo loses, the tribal chief won't be happy. And that's when we find out that The Rock is the tribal chief. And that is going to be the next thing where we see that Roman Reigns was lost his tribal chief title. We finally get all the hints that I was sent by the tribal chief, what it means. I think it's going to grow, that The Rock is this ultimate player in here, and we're going to see that continue story grow. That is why I think I'm very close on picking this. If you can't already tell, I'm super close on picking this. But instead, because of other things I'll talk about, I don't think that'll happen, and I think the real pick is going to be Randy Orton. I think they have hinted at it too many times. I think they have teased that Randy Orton is going to go against Cody. They just had him at King of the Ring looking at the title. SmackDown. I think Randy Orton is big enough where he doesn't need that title opportunity like Gunther did, where instead he can just straight up say, I want to go against Cody Rhodes, and Cody Rhodes is going to do it. I think even though they're both baby faces, that it'll work. I think they will still have an amazing match. This will be a legendary match. I think this is the biggest competition that Cody Rhodes will have for his title entering SummerSlam. I think this could be a way that, there is a chance that he loses his title. I said that there is a chance that Cody Rhodes keeps this to WrestleMania. That's probably going to be the plan. But I do think that with this involved, this is probably the biggest chance he loses it, and I would probably be like 75-25, 60-40-ish on this. Next up, we have Bayley versus Nia Jax. I think this match is basically official. I think they're not just going to announce it, of course, because Bayley is still going to go against, people from, at Money in the Bank, at maybe Clash of Castle. Could have some matches there where I don't think they're going to announce this till closer to SummerSlam. But this is basically an official match with Nia Jax officially winning Queen of the Ring. She gets that title opportunity. She has hinted that it's going to be Bayley. They have had stare-offs. I think Nia is going to win this. And I think Nia Jax is going to show that she is unstoppable. And I think Bayley is probably going to lose out on this title if this match actually happens. I would be shocked if this match doesn't happen at SummerSlam. This is a SummerSlam match, that a feud that will feed, and a legendary feud we'll be looking back at. Let's go talk about the factors that got us to this point. Liv Morgan was injured by Rhea Ripley for about a year and took her out of action, put her shelved. Well, when Liv came back, she said she was on her revenge tour. Well, Rhea Ripley made her gone, and no one cared about it. Everyone loved Rhea afterwards. So Liv accidentally, not really on purpose, even though they're going to say it's on purpose, injured Rhea Ripley and made her vacate the title. Liv talks about how everyone thinks she's the bad guy, even though Rhea did the exact same thing to her, which is 100% true. Then she goes on to steal everything from Rhea. Liv now has been talking to Judgment Day. Rhea has been seen leaving rooms with Dom, face-offs with Dom, having Dom's bandana and Instagram or social media posts, talking to Dom on the side. Liv even left Finn Balor's car one time in a most recent SmackDown. Now, Liv won the title from Becky Lynch that Rhea Ripley had. These were even former tag team partners. There is so much lore involved with this match that this has to happen at SummerSlam. Rhea Ripley's injured. I think she'll be healed by then. I would be. It's just what a shock. What a shock that we're at, that Liv has the title against Rhea. Did anybody think that Liv has the title because of Dominic Mysterio? Are we going to see a Dominic Mysterio custody match? Are we going to see this with Eddie Guerrero and why did I blank out on Rey Mysterio's name? It's not Dominic Mysterio. That's so goofy. Are we going to see another custody match of Dom with these two? I don't know. I think we're going to see probably Liv is about to steal Dom away, and Dom is officially going to go to Liv's side. And then right before Rhea comes back, this would be an amazing SummerSlam match. And I really would be shocked if this doesn't happen. The reason why I chose Solo to not go against Cody is because I think he's going to have this match here. I think Jay versus Solo is going to be probably the match. I picked this match kind of last second. I have two big things I really want to predict also as well. But let's first talk about these two. I think Jimmy is somewhere in here, either on the side, either someone that is in the tag team match. I do want to say that. But I think Jimmy might still be injured. And with that in mind, I think it's going to be a solo match for Jay with someone in the bloodline. And, you know, I think Jay will be helping Jimmy challenging the leader of the bloodline at SummerSlam. I think this will be, again, a Civil War match with the bloodline. I don't see a world where Jay doesn't get involved in the bloodline story. Yes, Jay left on his own. Yes, Jay's on Raw. But with him not having any championship opportunities, with him not really entering anything like that, I just don't see a world where he doesn't get involved back in the bloodline story with all the pieces and seeds that they have dropped already. I think Jimmy needs help from Jay, and with Jimmy injured, it's going to have to be Jay going against Solo. Now, my two big predictions with this is Solo wins with either a debut from Jacob Fatu or The Rock coming as the tribal chief. Another one I think is Jay wins and Roman Reigns comes back and helps Jay out because he's now done and he exposes that he's not the tribal chief anymore. And people will realize that it's The Rock. I also think that maybe Solo wins, Roman comes back and does something, and The Rock stops him before, and we find out The Rock's the tribal chief, something like that. I think in this match, if we have a bloodline match, SummerSlam is the perfect place to reveal that The Rock is the new tribal chief and Roman Reigns is done as tribal chief. Something like that just makes more sense, and I think this is probably going to be the match to do it. I think no matter what, my prediction for SummerSlam is that Braun Breaker or Ilya Dragunov will be in the Intercontinental Championship. I think Ilya Dragunov just won't happen. I think it's a little too early. And since Braun Breaker came early and started to show off why he's some crazy Goldberg-like player in the WWE, I think Braun Breaker is for sure going to be in the Intercontinental Championship debate and will happen at SummerSlam. Now, who is Braun Breaker's competitor and who is holding the title? I think it's either Sammy or Chad Gable. I do not think Bronson Reed's going to be involved. And the question really is, does Sami Zayn have it still have the title after Money in the Bank? I'm going to say yes, and it's going to be Sami Zayn for me. Does Chad really become the ultimate villain and beat Sammy at Money in the Bank? I'm going to say probably not. I don't think that they're going to upset Canada. I don't think that's the point of them to do. Even though I wish I'm wrong, I just don't see a world that we see Sami Zayn without the title in Canada and lose in Canada. And I think that's what they're going to be hinting to. This also could just straight up be Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable here, but I don't think they're going to do that. I think they really are going to try and make that at Money in the Bank, because anytime there's a Canadian PLE, Canadian SummerSlam, or not SummerSlam, SmackDown or Raw, we hear Sami Zayn go, "You want to face me in my hometown? We're going to go." And then it happens here. I just don't see it. For me, Sami's reign as Intercontinental Championship will probably end with Braun Breaker. But I do want to say that I do think that this could be the option if they do choose the ultimate route of Chad Gable is the ultimate villain here. Last but certainly not least, Charlotte Flair will have a match at SummerSlam if she is back. There is no way that Charlotte Flair would not have a match at SummerSlam if she is healthy. It could be maybe a return at SummerSlam. That could be the other option, but I don't think they do that. I think it's generally going to be a SummerSlam match for Charlotte Flair. They just will not leave her off the card. Now, the biggest question is, who's going to be your competitor? I looked at every woman in WWE, looked at every single one who made the most sense. There's only one woman that I could make the most sense for in the same brand, could align, and it does make sense for me, and that woman is Tiffany Stratton. Now, here's the thing. a lot of people love this match, but they love it for a WrestleMania. And I agree. I think this is a WrestleMania worthy match. I think we could see this saved till later down the line at WrestleMania, maybe when one of them has a title. I think that's another opportunity here because right now this would just be a regular match with no title. But I don't know. I also think at the same time, Sharon could win Money in the Bank. Maybe she's not even able to have a match. And in that case, who does Charlotte Flair go against? There's like no one. The only thing maybe is Charlotte Flair gets a tag team partner and goes against the tag titles, and maybe she wins off of that, and maybe there we see the breakup of, I don't know. I just don't see any other woman on SmackDown, on even Raw, NXT, like going to get a chance at Charlotte Flair. This is the match for me, and if not, Charlotte Flair might be left off, and I don't think that makes sense. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. This is my official SummerSlam predictions. I am probably going to maybe a month out give some other predictions, or maybe I'll wait by then to talk about some certain matches that we could have. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.